Good evening, everyone. How are you? Chrissa here. Hopefully, some of you can see me. If you can see me, do say hello. Good evening. We've just finished on a webinar, so I thought I would pop over and see how you all are and share a little bit of knowledge with you because it's been a really fascinating evening. So, hopefully, some of you will join me in a second and I'll stop talking to myself. Oh, there we go. Good evening. How are you? Who are you? Say hello. Let me know where you're from. What's your name and where do you come from? I'm not going to try and do the Liverpool accent and be silly. Bonsoir, Samantha Jane, Sally Ann. How are you? So, Samantha and I, along with our amazing Naomi, have just been hosting a webinar on school refusal. So, I thought I'd just pop across and have a little chat with everybody about it because even though we present it, we still learn something new every single time because of the types of questions that come through on the night. Hi, Paula from Surrey. Hi, Samantha Jane, Sally Ann from Wales. Hi, Caroline. I hope you're well. Hi, Janine from Hampshire. This is great. I feel like I'm on Saturday morning TV from the 90s. I'll say happy birthday to some people as well now. If it's your birthday, say hello. Send me in your postcards with your birthday messages. Hello, BX. I don't even know what that says. From Romford. Hello, Naomi, our lovely colleague. So, Naomi, Samantha, and I have been hosting a webinar this evening on school refusal. And I say refusal because school refusal doesn't exist really. Um, if a child is seemingly refusing to attend school, it's because they have a difficulty that's stopping them from attending school. Um, Danielle says, I'm absolutely gutted to have missed this. The email I said said 12 p.m. Oh, no. So our webinars always happen at 8 p.m. at night. So I don't know if you're in a different time zone or something, that it might have come up a bit incorrect, but it's always 8 p.m. British time. I've just missed somebody I know. Hello, Gina from Bournemouth. Hopefully you've got tickets, Gina, so we'll send you the recording. Hi, Jenny from Nottingham. Hi, Danielle from Southport. I know Southport. My nan was lived in Wigan, and we spent a lot of time in Southport. Paula says she has a child who can't cope in school. So this evening, Paula, we have been talking to tens, if in fact I think it was over 100 people who also have children who can't cope in school. So you're not on your own, and I hope that in one way that makes you feel really good because it's not you. It's something that we can help with and can definitely be supported. On the other hand, it is quite sad that so many children are suffering. But we've been talking about a variety of different things, and I'll run through it a little bit with you actually. Because tonight what we've been talking about is what is school refusal and why do we hate the term refusal? We talked about all the early signs because guess what? The signs are there, guys. They're there from sometimes age 5 or before. And it's really important that we're looking at them because they're not always verbal signs. They're not actually telling us, Mum, Dad, I'm struggling to go to school because of this. Okay, that's not what's going to happen, but the signs are there. What causes school refusal? And what was quite interesting is we did a poll. So we got people to actually answer the question online in our interactive survey. And the top thing that came out, usually it's bullying, but this time it was all about sensory overload. And as we know, that does not get better. Children don't get used to having sensory overload. Okay, it needs to be supported. It needs to be understood. So we went through lots and lots and lots about what causes school-based trauma and what is school-based trauma. How is it defined? Why is it something that we don't want to talk about very much? We talked about blame and the fact that blame isn't helpful, but what does blame look like and what does it cause? We also covered the law. So this is where Naomi really comes in, okay, because Naomi's a real expert in this area. But we talked about what does the law say about school attendance because so many of us are being threatened with fines. We talked about school policies, how they differ to the law, how they can be good, how they can be bad, how they can be indifferent. We also talked about the impacts of fines and punishments and whether they worked. And we went into lots more detail about that. And we talked about in great detail what we can do to help the situation. And that's no matter what your child's presentation is, okay? There are lots of things that we can do to support a situation, but the early intervention is absolutely critical, as is working together with professionals, parents and professionals working together, because when you're not getting on, the child feeds off that and no good things are going to happen, okay? If all the child can feel is that animosity between the two parties. Let's have a look. Joanne says, can you help my partner with her little one? She asked for help from everyone. Nobody wants to help. She needs advice. Absolutely, Joanne. Just tell her to send us a message. That's not a problem at all. Tracy says, sorry I missed this. My son is refusing school. He's 5 in an ERP. So, Tracy, we have recorded the session tonight. It's 2 hours long. It's filled with lots of content, lots and lots of resources, lots of things you can share with school, loads of stuff that you can do. Age 5 is the best time to be able to get those interventions in place to be able to support your child. So please do watch it. It'll be on our website tomorrow. If you want the link, comment now, and then Ria will go through this in the morning and she'll send you the link to the recording so you can watch it back. JJ says, if you have to peel your kid off you like an onion, that's the first sign of school anxiety. I think it comes before that. There are many, many signs before that. That to me seems to be one of the sort of middle signs. So we see those early signs and we go through them in lots of detail in the webinar. And then there's the whole peeling them off you. And, I've been there as well. I've done that, and it's absolutely my biggest regret, one of my biggest regrets of my early parenting. And then it can go on to then the whole school attendance difficulties. Naomi has put here, there is so much we can do to help, and knowing the law really, really does help as well. Of course, if you know your rights and you know the terminology as parents or teachers, then there's so much more that you can do. Fiona says parents are the professionals. Parents are definitely the experts. Absolutely. And we talked about that quite a lot because the parents are the key. Okay. Parents know so much. But also I think it's time that we started listening to our children as well, because the children know an awful lot as well. Abby says, I missed this. My 8-year-old has missed most of the last year of school due to school refusal, clearly caused by sensory overload. Well, there's tons we can do to support you, Abby. So either watch the webinar tomorrow, we'll post the link on this thread tomorrow, or just send us a message and we can have a chat with you. I would probably recommend both, if I'm honest, because it's good for you to understand what's going on behind the scenes and for us to support you in getting those strategies and whatever it is that your child needs in place. Louise says, your comments just skipped up, Louise. I'm sorry, but you've just mentioned about detention. That's absolutely can be a reason why a child doesn't want to go to school. Who would want to go when they're being punished for their difficulties? We go through that in enormous detail in the webinar as well. So I highly recommend you having a watch of it. Somebody's just mentioned about advocacy. Yes, we provide advocacy every day. We've got loads of advocates all over the country. They're absolutely phenomenal. Our advocates work in the field of SEN, EHCPs. They work within the field of schooling. So we've got ex-head teachers who are working with schools to improve things. And we also have social care experts as well. So we have a family support worker and we have a qualified social worker that works within our team. She's just joined and she's absolutely incredible. She's worked with Kathy Long and she's absolutely amazing. So if any of these things are something that you need, and you need somebody to hold your hand, you need somebody to attend the meetings with you, you need somebody to give you that validation, that guidance to give you, to basically achieve what your child needs, we're here. That's what we do. Yes, if you want the link, please do comment and we'll share it with you tomorrow. Just add in here, can I have the link? And we will absolutely send it to you tomorrow so you can watch it back. Claire says, my son missed most of year 10 and 11. And in fact, he's been off since year 7. Only now, since pulling him out in year 11 and him doing a part day with a one-to-one tutor, he's finally happy. And you see how it doesn't mean your child can't engage in learning. is that they need something different. You know, mainstream schools are not a one size fits all. It doesn't work for the majority of kids, let's be fair. And so it's really important that we're understanding what our children need and that we don't guess what they need. We're actually identifying their needs properly, not just by guesswork. Cheryl says, I'm really struggling with my 3-year-old's behaviour, limbic storms, etc. He starts school next year, but is really struggling. And as parents, so are we. Cheryl, you're in the right place. So to give you a bit of background, we are all professionals within the field of SEND, but we also are parents of children with SEND, or we are adults with SEND. So there's a variety of us within the team. We have people who specialise in education, people who specialise in the law, people who specialise in social care. And in terms of the difficulties that we've supported personally within our families, they are so varied. And also within our team, we have autistic team members, we've got team members with ADHD, with dyslexia. So please send us a message and we can arrange to have a chat to you. Now is the best time. Let's get these things in place now if your child is that young. Christina says, my daughter refuses to go to school some days. I call the school up and they send teachers to come and get her. Once the teachers are here, she's fine, even though the teachers can hear her in the background when I call them up. Okay, that sounds like she's masking. So it means that when the teachers come, she does not want to be identified as being different or difficult. And so she complies, which is quite a significant part of her trauma profile and the trauma cycle, because it could potentially be that she's masking and fawning in order to just remain compliant because she doesn't want to get into trouble. We need to support with that. So get in touch. Naomi says parents have a PhD in their children. I like that. Mel says, my son is showing school-based anxiety. He has done since September. I don't know where to go to help him. Come to us. We'll help you. Just send us a message. Watch that webinar. We'll send you the link tomorrow. But by all means, send us a message. Go to our Facebook. You're on our Facebook page. Just click send message and we will arrange to have a chat to you. JJ says, I have Ria and Jenny and they are brill. That's brilliant. Ria and Jenny are our advocates, by the way. Please can you send me the link? My 4-year-old is struggling so much in his mainstream school. I've advised he needs to be on the unit. Okay, so units, I personally I'm not a great fan of them, because essentially they're saying that a child is learning differently. We need to coax them into learning in the same way as everybody else. So the aim is to remove them from the unit and put them back into mainstream school. That might not be what the child needs. So it's really important that we get a very, very good understanding of their needs. And we can't do that through guesswork. Teachers can't do that. Parents can't do that. We can provide a lot of input into the process, but essentially we need experts in sensory processing, we need experts in speech and language and educational psychology in order to build a nice picture of the child, so we understand what we're doing and why, because we cannot guesswork. We can't provide what they need through guesswork. So Charlotte, please do send us a message so we can help. Okay, Lisa says, I'm struggling and SENDIAS haven't called me back. Is there someone I can talk to? Absolutely, just send us a message, Lisa. We will help you. SENDIAS are part of the council. They're often managed by the same people who say yes or no to EHCP, so they're not fully independent. And they are short-staffed, they are underfunded, so it really does provide an awful lot of barriers sometimes to parents getting the advice that they need. So by all means, just give us a shout, just send us a message and we'll get you a call back. Paula says, it's the admin stuff I struggle with. I completely agree, Paula. That sort of level of organisation, it's really tough. But if you need any help, then we can do that for you. We can help you with the admin. We've got quite strict administration processes in place for all of our client files, so we can keep everything nice and orderly for you. So just send us a message and we'll absolutely help you. Michelle says, 2 kids being failed in 2 years out of education, nothing put in place. I had to get a SARS, so that's a subject access request, and force them to do the referrals. And the school responded by reporting me to social care. Oh, this is just a story that breaks my heart, particularly when we have a huge rebuttal at the moment from social care about they're doing their best, but they always have the time to really aggressively attack our SEND parents who don't need their intervention. There's always time for that. I've got an awful lot to say on that subject. I've been asking them for 5 years, both diagnosed ASD and ADHD. Get in touch, Michelle. I appreciate I'm talking really quickly because the messages are going really fast. So send us a message. If I've missed your question, please do send us a message. Don't sit and suffer in silence. Don't wait for things to become so bad that you're on a child protection plan or you're being, threatened with legal action for non-attendance of school. Send us a message whilst we can help, okay? Because it can be quite a simple interaction that we need to have with you rather than going down the serious legal processes or whatever. Tracy says my son was homeschooled until September, sorry, when he went into year 1. School said his school refusal is normal. No, it's not normal. It's never been in a school environment before. No, no, no. He's being put out in a corridor and into a padded room. No. Oh, Tracy, please send us a message. Let's get some help for your son. That's not right. It's not normal to have school refusal. We've actually gone through this in the webinar tonight. So if you can watch it, please watch it. Because I don't have the time to repeat the entire 2-hour webinar to you now. But please do watch it. Because we talk about this. We talk about the damage that's caused when children are torn from their safe caregiver. If he's been with you for all that time, then you are a safe person. And you don't want to ruin your relationship with him by, showing him that you're allowing him to be torn from you. There is stuff that can be done, that can be gentle in terms of putting him where he needs to be in order to learn. But if a child is being torn from their parents, forced into school, they'll be in a state of distress and they won't learn. It's as simple as that. So there's no wonder that he's having angry outbursts, bless his heart. So please do send us a message or watch the webinar. We'll send you a link tomorrow. Lisa says, or Lisa, have I got that? Have I pronounced that right? Can I have the link, please? Does this cover specialist school as well as mainstream? Yes, it covers all human beings. So it doesn't matter what age of your child. It doesn't matter what kind of setting they're in. It doesn't matter whether they're in school, out of school. It also really applies to adults who are having difficulties attending appointments and stuff like that. You will get a lot of benefit from it, I'm sure. Lisa says, my son is struggling at playtime. He ends up refusing to go back into the class, or sometimes he gets violent with other kids. He has an ASD diagnosis, but they're stretched to school. Okay, so one of my children had this difficulty, Lisa. She's not autistic, but she does have a presentation that has executive functioning difficulties like autistic children often do as well. And what happens is when they're moving from one environment to another, they can incur some transition difficulties, which is very, very common. It's also really easy to overcome. You just need to really understand the child and have some really willing people around them to be able to put strategies in place. It is not a deal breaker for the school. So get in touch because we can offer them some really fantastic strategies. So please send us a message. With my daughter, we managed to overcome it really, really quickly by putting certain support structures in place. And actually it's worked an absolute treat. And she even understands in herself now at age 7 what sort of things trigger her and how she can overcome them and who she needs to go to for help. And at age 7, that's absolutely incredible. She's so aware. So please do get in touch because we can absolutely help with that. Kerry says, my son hasn't attended an academic lesson this year. He gets sat at the back of his dorm. Teachers class drawing pictures all day because, his form teachers classes, sorry. Drawing pictures all day because he struggles with the chaos and noise levels. So he's not actively being taught, is he? So that is discrimination at the end of the day. He's not receiving the same kind of education as his peers because he's having trouble. Get in touch, Kerry. We can help. Watch the webinar. For those, if you there's still plenty of viewers here. If you want to watch that webinar, remember, just comment here and we will send you the link first thing tomorrow for you to watch. I think it's really, really important that you understand all the goings on behind the scenes of how a child comes to have attendance difficulties, so that you can help to support them as parents and teachers, but also get in touch with us so that we can help you. I think JJ says, can you put the trauma cycle on your page? I copied it from a webinar, lost my... Yes, we can. I think it's on our page. If you were to Google school trauma cycle Sunshine Support, it should come up, but I will see if I can get it added actually to this thread. Um, Joanne says, can my partner have a call from you because she's finding it hard with her 11-year-old girl? Yeah, absolutely. Just send us a message and request a call. If you go to our website, I'll type that in now. It just says request call back or request consultation or something like that. Just enter your details and we'll give you a call back. Not a problem at all. So I think I've kind of covered, because an awful lot of the problems, unfortunately, are very, very similar. So what I recommend is, if I sit and do all your questions, I think I might be here till midnight. And I've got to be at work first thing in the morning to support more families. So what I would say is, if you want our help, we are absolutely here to help you. Just send us a message. Go through our Facebook page, send us a message. Alternatively, Google Sunshine Support. For those who don't know me, I'm the founder, Chrissa. We've got quite a big team now of people who can help you. So there's always somebody to help. It doesn't matter necessarily what your problem is within special educational needs, whether it's education, help in the home, help with behaviours, social care, whatever it may be, help with school, whatever it may be, we've got somebody to help you. So don't suffer in silence. Just send us a message or request a call back on our website and we'll absolutely, help you. But if you can watch that webinar from tonight, it was absolutely phenomenal, even if I do say so myself, because we covered so much that's really, really valuable to those who don't understand why school refusal happens. So don't be a stranger. If you need us, get in touch. If you want to watch the webinar, make sure you comment here. Let us know you want the link and we'll send you the link tomorrow. But have a lovely, lovely evening. Get in touch if you need any support. And have a lovely week. I hope that you're all winding down for Christmas and it's not too stressful and expensive. But get in touch if you need anything, okay? We're here to help you. Have a lovely evening. Good night.